Ah, Saint Edmund. Let I, the chronicler, Brother Jocelyn, tell of this man standing above you, King of the East Angles, murdered for his religion, and to whom a sacred shrine was built here. In the year 869 he had been captured by the heathen Danes, but oh, when he refused to renounce his Christian faith, they shot him with arrows and cut off his head. It is a story full of legend, and tells of a wolf who stood guard over that bloodied head. Then the body of Edmund, saint, king, and martyr, was brought to this spot, and soon it was such an object of pilgrimage that its fame spread far and wide. Other kings, in awe of the miracles wrought by the martyr from his tomb, came to this holy place. King Canute built a stone church here. Edward the Confessor gave control of all of West Suffolk to Edmund's monks, and William the Conqueror allowed the new abbey to be independent, even of the mighty bishops. And so monarchs and common pilgrims alike made their way to the magnificent shrine, covered as it was with marble, with sheets of gold and silver, and studded with precious jewels. All were expected to leave gifts, and so you will understand how the fortunes of the abbey grew. I was a monk during the pilgrimages of Henry II and Richard I. A terrible thing happened when the shrine was damaged by fire, but let me relate that there was also a wondrous event. When Abbot Samson lifted the shrouds that covered the body, and found it to be as fresh as one who had died that very day.
Stop, please.
You are entering the world of the invertebrates.
Animals that don't need backbones.
The most successful animals ever.
See them.
Over 95% of all living creatures.
Among the largest, and certainly the smallest animals.
Some move so fast, you can hardly see them.
Others, it is hard to know if they move at all.
Watch them.
They're everywhere. From the deepest oceans to the highest mountains.
From scorching deserts to frozen wastes.
Travel with them.
From the darkest caves to your bedroom.
They are living on and in you right now.
They're vital to us. Their very existence means our own survival.
Live with them.
So, who are they?
Snails, crabs, jellyfish, squid, octopus, corals.
Spiders, amoebas, dragonflies, scorpions,
butterflies, maggots. Count them. Invertebrates.
Animals without backbones.
All very much alive.
But some of them in danger of becoming extinct.
Please turn left.
And enter.
Bugworld. Bugs.
And it is not yet 6 in the morning.
Ah, young man, God bless you, and welcome to Fountains Abbey. You are?
My name is Guy, from Sawley.
Yes, and mine is Thomas. I am to show you the confines of the Abbey, and how we Cistercians conduct ourselves according to the rule of St. Benedict. I understand you wish to join us.
If God wills.
It will be hard at times to follow the word of God without faltering.
Oh, Brother Thomas, I will surely try.
Well done. Now, Guy, I will begin to teach you the ways of our abbey. You may ask me questions, though the brothers respect silence, for we believe that if we talk overly much, we will not escape falling into sin.
In the middle of the greatest mystery of all time, suddenly the dinosaurs and many other forms of life have all disappeared.
How?
Maybe there's a drastic change in temperature, sea level, oxygen, or radiation.
But which, Grandad?
No one really knows. Perhaps a large meteorite from outer space crashes into the Earth, throwing up dust clouds to blackened the skies for a long, long time. If the vegetation withers from lack of light, then the dinosaurs and their prey will starve to death.
Welcome to Lewes Castle and the Barbican House Museum. This tape will take you on a tour of the castle, one of the oldest in England.
Off to the castle? Oh, don't leave us just when things are getting interesting. Listen. My home, Barbican House, has been a place of debate and argument during the great heyday of Lewes in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. You must remember those times. The reign of King George III and of His Majesty George IV, when I was elected member of Parliament for Lewes. Exciting times, days of revolution, and in this small town, such a collection of diverse minds as to how the future might be known and understood. Please do stand back and look up at my house, the building that you have just come out of, where my family and relations have long had their home. But I am remiss. I should introduce myself. The name is Kemp, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Reed Kemp.
And my name is William de Warenne, Earl of Surrey.
Sir, please, I am talking. What you see all around you is not only my home, but a romantic ruin that I have made into a pleasure garden and a place for picnics for my dear family and friends.
A picnic place? You, sir, are talking about one of the principal seats of power when we Normans conquered this land in 1066. My Lord William of Normandy raised this, his first castle ever to be built in Sussex.
You refer, I presume, to King William I, also known as William the Conqueror, the bringer of a system of laws.
Gentlemen. Please now look back at the museum, where you will see a hanging sign near the door. Look closer at the picture on it. There's an iguanodon, a monk, a Norman knight and his lady, even Thomas Reed Kemp. All of this represents something of the history of the town of Lewes.
Join the party.
There is to be no debate. I am Lord and Master.
There wasn't no farmer in Sussex did dwell, Liverpool.
Can you believe we're standing on what was once a bare hilltop ages ago? Nothing but wind and grass and rock. Because Liverpool grew to be a really big, noisy city, people needed a place of quiet where they could all come together to worship. They built this cathedral to show everyone who sees it how great God is. You see those big, strong wooden doors under the huge window near where you came in? They sort of remind me how big and strong He is. And, just like the doors, He invites everyone to come in here and seek Him. In 1904, King Edward VII came to see the building work start. And, in 1978, his great-granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, came to see it finish. 74 years later. That's a lot of building. How am I doing? Well, that's just a taste of what I can show you. So, if you are ready, let's see what this giant is really all about.
Fly with wind that spirals up to fan the coals, to suck the air through the searing fire, and send it spent out into the day or night.
The draft draws us upwards to the core of heat, the essence, the very birth of glass. 1250 degrees centigrade.
White heat!
This is heat.
Fusion!
Hotter than we can imagine.
Your bones would have been vaporized.
By centigrade, 1250, most things have long melted.
But it takes such a temperature
for sand and potash to surrender itself into white-hot glass.
Inside these clay pots is molten glass.
When man can work it into a thing of beauty or a simple jar.
The glassmakers in teams of 4,
all dancing attendance on the furnace wizard and his brew of molten glass.
Like the spent air that surrounds us, eager to rise up the cone, you must climb to the top of the furnace.
Come on, my children, sit here. Let me tell you a story about a journey.
It is impossible for a man to make sugar without the assistance of Negroes, as to make bricks without straw.
My husband, the captain, says the slave trade cannot be parted from our cotton manufacture of Lancashire.
More than half the slaves carried across the Atlantic make the Middle Passage in the holds of English ships.
My husband, the captain, says the French, the Dutch, and the Portuguese are at it too. My husband, the captain, says the stench of the slave ships can be smelled miles downwind, and sailors told stories about the howling, melancholy noise coming from the holds at night, and about the slaves who go mad or attempt suicide.
Your captains and mates must neither have dainty fingers nor dainty noses. It's a filthy voyage, as well as a laborious one. Remember, your task is to take manufactured goods from Bristol to the Ivory Coast. There you must sell them to boy slaves. Bring them to Antigua and Barbados. In turn, sell them and bring back to Bristol raw cotton, tobacco, tea, coffee and sugar.
My husband, the captain, says there are different characteristics of the African tribes sold as slaves.
The fellow from Senegambia are charming but lazy. The Mandingo are good metal workers and coopers. The crewmen from Liberia make excellent sailors. The Chamba from Sierra Leone are excellent all-round workers. The Awakam from Ivory Coast are hard workers if kept under control, but are vicious and mutinous. Fanti and Ashanti from Ghana are strong field hands, but are bred for war, and so are dangerous. The Yoruba from Nigeria are healthy, hard workers who make excellent field hands. Igbo from Nigeria are intelligent, practical and gentle, but given to suicidal and oversensitive to pain.
Fitted tight like sardine in a squared bronzy tin, they pack us heads and tails, back bellies. Shaping us according to the raw steel saw-short wooden frame they call the Jesus. In cotton-like space, stockpiled in filth and vomit, we had to eat bite-sized rations where they fed us with rotten, moldy feed biscuits and jonjo and cooked rice concocted with rat remains that taste like vinegar rum. Oh, in this castle-like space we had to sleep, we had to give birth, we had to pray to our gods day and night, asking, what did we do so repulsive, so bad to deserve this inhumane, barbaric, satanic manipulation?